Clinic is home to the first advanced prostate cancer center in Jacksonville. This is Dr. West, urologist at McKeever Clinic. Our clinic is staffed with 2 urologists that specialize in advanced prostate cancer care and management. You'll also have a dedicated nurse navigator that will coordinate timing, medications, insurance, and patient assistance. We're conveniently located off AC Skinner Parkway on the south side. Contact our specialist at McKeever at 355-6583 to discuss your treatment options.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. This is the Sports Den with Denny Thompson and James Coleman on 1010XL.
What's going on, world? This is your boy at Big Game James _36 with at Denny _Thompson at JJ LaSalle. This is the Sports Den brought to you by thehumidor.com. Type in sportsden at checkout, you get 20% off. It's the end of the week. I'm not going to do that whole spiel again because I don't want to stutter over things. I've been talking a lot, guys. Welcome to the week. The weekend is ending. Heading into the weekend. Yeah, I've already struggled enough.
I feel like your energy's not there right now.
Oh, it's not. I am.
It's a long week.
It's been a long week. It's been a trying week.
You all right?
But I'm tired, man.
I hope you brought the energy for Frank's show, though.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, let's do this.
Yeah, of course. I had to bring the energy for Frank's show.
So let me get this straight. So now you feel like you've been called back down to the minors?
So you don't want to bring your effort.
Is that what it is?
Not quite. It's just little. Talking 3 hours is a lot.
Like when you've been to the big show.
Yeah.
And then you got to go back to AAA and ride the bus with the boys.
Yeah, it's just not quite the same.
Yeah.
You want to go back.
Yeah.
You want to figure out how to get back to that field.
Like the buffets
in
the big show are different than the food we eat down here.
I hate to bust your bubble, but I don't think we're ever going to be drive time.
Oh, no. Frank does a good job.
Oh, I don't care. Like,
great job.
Frank. Like, I don't see that happening.
I don't know if we could do our show during
what
the way
is
we
our
do
show?
It's too random. Like you really have to be.
Like, what are we talking about tonight?
I'll be honest with you.
Go ahead.
Frank's
your
show.
night.
We're going to talk about
Frank's show. I don't really know what.
It's Petty Friday, so it's your night.
There's some things that come. Obviously, we the one thing we do very well that we are consistent about, day in and day out, that we have a show and that people really enjoy is 8 o'clock. And I was asked a question today.
We're doing 8 o'clock now?
No.
Oh, okay.
But no, it was in his astute observation, and he's a very good professional and tremendously good. I learned a lot. I was grateful to be able to work with Matt Hayes, as well as working with Lauren and Fat Tony, who's not fat. It was great to be able to work with these guys, but Matt was like, so, how are you going to, it's been a long week for you. You're going to be good for a Friday show, for your show. I said, I'll be good because it's Petty Friday. And he was like, well, what does that mean? I was like, well, Petty Friday means we come in and we encourage people to be petty, and we'll find a topic and we'll kind of go in on that topic a little bit more than what we would normally do. So he said, basically, it's 2 hours of 8 o'clock.
That's true.
And I was like, well, I guess when you put it that way, I never thought about it like that.
Well, I've got something.
Okay.
That I would like to hear you and JJ's thoughts on. What about Jordan Brand?
Yes, that was huge.
What did they do?
Jordan Brand pledges $100 million to support racial equality. $100 million over the next 10 years to organizations supporting racial equality, social justice, and greater access to education.
Imagine having $100 million that you could give to charity.
I mean, he's been producing like 100 million colorways.
Remember
Jordan
when
ones.
Adidas had the opportunity to sign him? Yeah. That was my favorite part of the documentary.
You remember when Jalen used to be one of their athletes?
He's not anymore?
No. He switched to Adidas.
Terrible mistake on his part. Awful.
I broke my back.
Or maybe they got rid of him.
I mean, $100 million, though. Y'all don't even like Michael Jordan.
Is this where? Oh, that's where it's going.
Yeah, I'm wondering, does this
You're
move the needle?
us into
does this move the needle
Mike
for you guys?
Of course.
I mean,
he's still the second best player of all time, but to me, he's a better person than maybe I thought he was.
He's grown. I mean, if we hold, if Muhammad Ali had this statement: "If I am the same man that I was when I was 20 years old, at 40, then I haven't grown." So MJ has grown, and good for him. I still think it took him, it took him a while. I think maybe sometimes when you're older and you see things happen, and you see the documentary, and he lived that quote. That I think that was one of the things that he was afraid of when, it doesn't being I want to say this, being a Republican, being a Democrat doesn't make you racist or less racist or whatever. But I think that quote kind of stung him a little bit. And what if he would have been
That quote of Republicans buy shoes too?
yeah, and not Republicans across the board, the specific Republican that people were asking him about. Like that guy they played some of his stuff. He was a little dated, his thought process. But what if
You don't think he'd be popular on Twitter?
Oh, he would be popular.
Oh, he'd have a gajillion followers.
He'd be popping on Twitter. There'd be enough people who would like him. But I don't think he stands quite for what MJ stands for, no matter what you say. But I think MJ probably feels that maybe if I would have been just maybe not LeBron-sized activist, but if I would have been a little bit more active, maybe I could have made an effect. It's when what was it? Like, dang, I hate to use this guy. Well, whatever. It's Petty Friday. Bill Cosby had an act in one of his comedy specials where he talked about his grandparents. And he says, his mom always talks to him about how he raises his kids and how he's too tough on them. And his kids would go to his grandmother. And they'd be like, "Oh, she's so nice." And he's like, "No, she's not. You don't know that woman. I know that woman. That woman's closer to death. That's why she's trying to do all the nice things to pull you up." Sometimes when you're at the end,
wow,
you want your leg. No, he's not going to die. I'm not wishing that on him. But you want
the yellow eyes?
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, I guess we could make that assumption. But I think it's more so. What do you want your legacy? What do you have kids that are going to have to live in this world? You've got grandkids, and he's got twins that are relatively young with his new wife.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of things that.
Yeah, I really wish the documentary would have went into
definitely
anything about his life.
Didn't go into that part. I had to find that out
through the Google machine.
Well, one thing, and my brother can attest to this. When I'm smoking my cigars on the porch, I fall into a YouTube
wormhole.
Well, that's good.
And
I have a new YouTube channel for you.
Let's hear it.
What's 6 points.
Okay.
Has a new YouTube channel.
Yeah, shameless plug.
Everybody needs to go. The first thing up is Joey Gatewood mic'd up during a training session. It's great content. We'll be adding that type of stuff all the time. Immediately go and subscribe to the YouTube channel for 6 points.
Okay, I'll go do that. I support you.
Yeah, there we go.
But Vlad TV, a bunch of other things. But it was like Michael Jordan, who he's dated, and things like that. Like he's had remember we found that website.
Mm-hmm.
MJ got a list, man.
MJ's got a list.
Janet Jackson, Vanessa Williams, Eddie Murphy's wife.
Everybody
been with Eddie Murphy's wife. But it's just the list is pretty.
There's a whole Wikipedia page. Oh, this is Michael Jackson. Sorry.
Oh,
now that one totally different.
Yeah.
Dang. So I put MJ women he dated, and it's all Michael Jackson stuff.
Well, you can't put MJ. It's got to be Michael Jordan.
It just shows that Michael Jackson is a lot more famous than Michael Jordan is.
Michael Jackson has a pretty impressive list as well.
My relative, Presley's, what's her name?
Elvis?
No, his daughter was married to Michael Jackson for a long time.
Was it?
And I'm related to her.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. My mom's maiden name is Presley. That's where I get my singing ability. A lot of people don't realize that.
That's inside,
I used to do that.
Yeah, you're right. This list is impressive. When Murphy is number 14, Nicole Murphy's number 14 on the list.
Yes, I mean, and I think I talked about it briefly. Like MJ's first wife was pretty established at the time. She was a journalist and she very business savvy.
Vanessa Williams.
Yeah, Miss America.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to call her our Miss America because obviously she was the first African American woman to win it.
MJ's got a wide range of.
I was about to say, I wish I'm at a website now where I wish they were showing like pictures from back then instead of like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is impressive. Huh.
I mean, he is the second best basketball player of all time.
Yeah. Who's first?
I would say LeBron James.
who also has a pretty impressive
Well, be
list.
careful. Better be careful.
It's not MJ's, but it's pretty. It's pretty.
I thought he was
impressive.
with his chick for like
They had some
their
breaks.
entire life.
They have some breaks. The only thing I didn't like about this YouTube channel that they literally used the same stock message, like going with the different athletes. But
Wait, what do you mean?
like when they describe when they had their tryst or when they fell out of love or when they
Right.
fell into this, and they kind of went. It goes back. I didn't like that. Make it a little bit different.
You know what we need?
A drink.
I can
Ooh,
hear. Well, yeah,
Yes.
I can hear James' voice. We're losing him. We need like a ring guy. We need like a corner guy.
Yeah,
for
somebody
James.
come
Oh,
in, rub my
okay.
shoulders a little bit.
Like, can you hear
Oh.
like the slur in his voice? It's like he is talked out.
We need a Teddy Atlas.
It's like it's. Think about everything that hit James this week. He had the Frangie show, so he got called up. He has our show, and then all the stuff that's happening this week throughout the world, and then in addition to that, White Mike
Yeah,
set it off for 24 hours.
he did.
It's been a week for you, man.
He did that. That was just something that I want to go into, and it almost makes me not a hypocrite,
Mike Norvell, by the way.
but a little bit of one, because I retweeted an established journalist who I actually respect. I think she does a good job. Everybody hates her, but I had to ask her on the Twitter machine because she just would not let go with Coach Norvell. As she retweeted, she being Jamel Hill, Coach Norvell's statement.
I do hate her.
She retweeted Coach Norvell's statement, and she said, considering what's going, and it was I'm not mad at it. It was a really good, really decent statement. She's like, considering what all's going on in the world, don't you think this is a little bit bigger than a text message? She doesn't really understand NCAA policy and how things work. I mean, now he has addressed the team, but at the time you couldn't because it's illegal. That being said, I had to ask her. I see this is something that really bothers you, and that I'm not going to stop. I didn't say all this because you only get 240 characters. But my heart behind it was, I see this bothers you. But I have seen that you have not made one statement about a coach that tried to stop an African-American player from using the epithet by using said epithet.
Oh,
to
so
player.
you're going after Clemson. I like it.
No,
It's the dadgum mistake.
I'm not going after Clemson. I'm just asking her, does that not concern her? And not necessarily just that, not the fact that he used it, the fact that they literally used resources to sweep it under the rug, and it still hasn't addressed this in 3 years. Not even a
I'm
text
with
message.
you.
Not even a text message. Like, I mean, at least acknowledge it. Dabo has not made a statement.
At least just step down from your job.
Can I?
Yes. Yes.
Can
Step
we
down.
just set forth how long you're going to ride this Clemson thing?
until it's acknowledged.
Until Dabo's gone.
Until Dabo's
Or
done.
until Florida State
beat
wins.
them. Yeah.
Yes. I'll say this.
So
There's a
I'll
changing
say
of the
this.
guard.
Utah's defensive coordinator apparently on social media used some derogatory comments. Back in 2013, he was fired today. Utah said,
And what is this guy to
Clemson.
Clemson again?
your turn.
You're up.
You're up, Clemson. We did
What-
the right thing.
what
We
is
don't
this
we
guy?
don't we do not tolerate.
what is
Any
the Clemson
sort.
guy?
He's
What
not
is the
he's
Clemson
not
guy?
a coordinator.
He is the assistant head coach.
What do they
Special
do?
teams coach and special teams coordinator. Basically,
Recruit.
he's recruit, but special teams are big. But when you hit that assistant head coach title, you're kind of the guy who's in charge of, okay.
So it is
To
a
put
big
it
job.
to put it in perspective, Odell Hagens at Florida State has been the assistant head coach for years on numerous staffs. So it's not a job that it's not as big as your coordinator. Like, losing him wouldn't hurt the world, but he is he is a respected person on your coaching staff. So he is somebody that is in a position to influence men. He is somebody who is going to have to go into recruits' homes and obviously recruit and talk to their parents. And he is somebody that it has been made clear that he said some disparaging things that people did not, that some former players did not care for. But yeah, so I'm definitely.
Is there any news about
put the pressure on Clemson?
UF? Anything out of there?
Over Saints.
That's what I've seen.
Nothing. Just a couple of players that have said some things that are go. Jacob Copeland came out and basically the wide receiver for the University of Florida basically said that, you guys got to do more than just love us when we're performing on the field for you guys.
Yeah,
And I
Dan.
think that but it was nothing on Dan Mullen. I guess that's something that actually that's a really good.
He's got his wife kissing him. What else do they want?
I mean, God's sacrificing his wife. But that's actually a good question, JJ, and we should probably look at that on the other side. What are schools and coaches really doing this week? Because I think there's been some good stuff that's happened that probably need to be highlighted.
You're gonna have to educate me on that.
I have no problem doing that. Need to be highlighted and discussed. We'll get back to that. We'll get to that on the other side. This is the Sports Den, brought to you by thehumidor.com. We'll be right back.
He won 3 national titles at Miami, played in a Super Bowl with the Steelers, and went to the Pro Bowl with the Jaguars.
Are you serious?
Pull up a chair for Lunch with Leon. Leon Searcy on XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, se-ortho.com. That's where you go for all the information, all the locations. When I say all the locations, they're all over town. You can also learn about their team of doctors, which are the best around at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. They do everything: knees, shoulders, hands, wrist, pain management, even physical therapy, spine care, podiatry, all that kind of stuff you can get done at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Stop limping your way through life. Get in there like I did. That's se-ortho.com, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Coach Matthew Driscoll with the UNF Ospreys. If you want your players to be treated like the pros, we highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Jason Christie from the Jacksonville Icemen. We trust Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for our team's orthopedic needs. And if you want to be treated like the pros, we highly recommend them.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Diamonds Direct celebrates the reopening of our local economy with our most amazing offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing with no money down on anything and everything. Yes! Now, for a limited time, Diamonds Direct is doing our part to help you get back to normal and celebrate your love like never before. Our prices and values are the best ever. Our showcases are fully stocked, and we're letting you buy now with nothing down, and you can spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. Been putting off that engagement? Get her a $6,000 designer ring now and pay just $100 a month. Did you miss celebrating that anniversary? How about a $3,000 Diamond Eternity Band for just $50 a month? Summer is the season for love, and we're doing all we can to make this summer one to remember with exceptional values, extra selection, and the most exceptional finance opportunity. 5 years, 0 interest on approved credit. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I am often asked, what is the value of my case? The answer, of course, depends on your injuries, liability, and the damages to you financially. And it also very much depends on the law firm you hire to represent you. Many times, firms are hired without much thought or research. All firms are not the same, not even close. I know of firms and lawyers who haven't tried a case in years, maybe never. The insurance company knows who they are, too. Some lawyers need the money more than you do. Go to forthepeople.com and look at our verdicts in court. Here you will see injuries just like yours. You will see what the insurance company offered and, more importantly, what a jury decided. You will have an idea what your case may be worth in our hands. And just because you've already hired a lawyer doesn't mean you can't fire them before it's too late. Happens all the time. For over 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has been here at your time of need. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. On your cell, dial pound law, that's all. Offices, Jacksonville.
The Edge Group wants to buy your house right now. If you need to sell your house, get an all-cash offer and close in as little as 10 days. Don't waste another day letting your house sit on the market. Beat the rush, get your home sold, and get it sold for the most money. Put cash in your pocket right now. Whether it's old, new, in need of repairs, the Edge Group will buy your home, and it won't charge you a penny in commission. So don't wait. Right now is the best time to sell and protect your equity and future. Call the Edge Group right now and get an all-cash offer at 474-5851. No one helps more homeowners get more money than the Edge Group. So call them now at 474-5851. There is no obligation, no risk. Call the Edge Group today to see what your home is worth and get an all-cash offer today from the Edge Group at 474-5851. The Edge Group at Keller Williams Realty.
Get inside the Gators with the Florida Gator Report with Lauren Brooks.
Go, Gator!
Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts.
A big win for the Florida Gators.
Get your Gators on 1010XL.
If you're a dad or have a father who has some junk lying around the house, then call J-Dog. Now through Father's Day, we're offering all dads our veterans discount of 10%. Hi, I'm Don, a Marine Corps veteran from J-Dog Junk Removal. You heard me say it. We do the dirty work, getting rid of your appliances, couches, and other items you don't need. Call today, and we'll remove your junk at our veterans discount rate. Only now through Father's Day. 844-GET-JDOG or jdogjunkremoval.com.
Peninsular Pest Control can help you with bugs inside and outside of your home. Our trained service technicians specialize in treating interior and exterior pest problems. Whether it's mosquito suppression or ant control, they stand behind their service. Schedule a free consultation by phone or online at crittergetter.com. Ask about the $30 discount on new services. Remember, Peninsular is your Critter Getter.
Tire Outlet is bringing the tires to you. Mike Dempsey here to tell you that Tire Outlet is now offering mobile service. No hassle, I mean quick same-day installation. They're the largest locally owned tire shop in town, so wherever you are, choose a time and location that's convenient for you. A Tire Outlet professional will bring the new tires out and install them. Call this number to make an appointment, 600-0089. For mobile tire installation, that's 600-0089. Tire Outlet. Wholesale prices, premium service.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
The concentration's leaving a little bit. Pick it up. Pick it up. Are you ready for the fire? No, we're firemen. Okay. We are firemen. The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat. It tells us that we're ready. We're at home. We're where we're supposed to be. Flames don't intimidate us. What do? We control the flame. We control them. We move the flame where we want to. And then we extinguish them.
You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
Because it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got nothing to do.
Man, wow, that was pretty intense. What?
Thank you, Teddy.
Oh, that was my guy. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That was a Timothy Bradley fight from Brandon Rios, maybe, something like that. I love it. He's just a space case.
You know, Teddy gets into it quite often with former gangsters.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Like, he's been on, again, the YouTube wormhole.
Oh, man.
I've seen him, like, I guess he was, like they've come to him to ask him to get fighters to throw fights and do different things, and he's like, no, I can't do it. And he's called some, guys who've done some time and were some made men chumps.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the guys had one of the largest scams in American history with gas tax. And it made him one of the, I think, top 15.
Now that's a YouTube video I'm willing to watch.
Richest gangsters of all time.
How can I get in on the gas tax business?
Let me go. Oh yeah, like it's so it's crazy about how.
Oh, Sammy the Bull. Apparently he knows.
Yes.
Sammy the Bull calls out Teddy Atlas. You video from 7 months ago. Whoa.
Yeah,
that's the last guy I want to have.
Sammy the Bull, I think, wanted him to teach him boxing lessons
back in the day.
And I think Teddy said no or something like that. It was something.
Damn.
Teddy said, I could beat him up. Like it's nothing better than listening to two really old men talk about fighting.
Like from Beef back in the day. By the way, he was such a badass that snitched and nobody did anything about it.
Well,
Sammy the Bull.
Yeah, his story is pretty interesting too. I never really got. I don't like snitching, but I kind of understand his perspective because Gotti was going to throw it all on him, all of it on him.
Okay, and he's like, I'm not letting.
He made a statement like they need me. Nobody needs you. So you can do this. You can take the time. And he was like, the hell?
So you know what I'm gonna do? Not do that.
So he inspired change and helped bring down La Cosa Nostra through his snitching. So inspiring change is really what it's been all about this week. And and
by the way, we came back with that because James is low energy.
Yeah, so inspiring.
Now I'm low energy.
Inspiring change has been what it's all about, and a lot of people have wanted to know, what can you do, or what is happening, and a lot of African American athletes are affected. So before I get into that, I want to say this, and this is something that I really will be looking towards, and I hope that that this really does come to fruition. I remember, if you don't know, if you're in Iraq, Marvin Wilson called Coach Norvell all the way out on the Twitter machine about his discussions about George Floyd and a lot of things that are happening. And it did inspire a conversation, and they did have a team meeting, and they came up with some different points and some things that they want to do as a team, as a Florida State football team, to help affect and help change the city of Tallahassee for the better. There also that you also heard, and we'll get into this discussion here in another segment probably, or maybe even this one. We'll see how it goes. The Jacksonville Jaguars held their own private. It's not a protest. What are they called? Just march.
A peaceful protest.
Peaceful protest. Yeah. Okay, they walk with. They did that today. But there's been a lot of teams that have joined and gone into a lot of different things. Not only their own, but they've also joined in together. Matter of fact, I got to go look it up. An Ohio State wide receiver actually was arrested joining in a protest in Columbus, Ohio. But Tom Herman has some thoughts, and the University of Texas football team has done something similar. Mark Stoops in the University of Kentucky have done some similar things where the coaches have gone out and the staffs, and they've gone with the players and they've joined in different protests, leading by example, coming in and really putting themselves into that. Again, we're very critical of coaches a lot of times. Do you think a lot of this, is it more so I got to do something for recruiting, or is this really something that's genuine and from the heart?
I thought about that after I said that last night, and I felt bad about saying it. Like, I shouldn't judge the intentions of a grown man. Like, I think I'm just so jaded by college football coaches at this point that I shouldn't have said that. Because that's not fair. That's not fair for me to say, hey, they're making these statements for recruiting purposes and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I think my personal opinion on this whole thing is I think that a lot of times we've had a false start in the sports world with this stuff, where there's been something happen and people speak up and then it's forgotten about and things move on. This one feels different to me. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to use the Drew Brees thing. Isn't what happened with Drew Brees what everybody kind of wants? Is a statement, a conversation, an apology, and hopefully change.
Right.
Isn't that the goal?
That is the goal. Definitely the goal. I also think Drew Brees false started, right? Like you said, and it put him in and then a holding penalty, and then it's put him in a first and 20 situation. Is what can you do to get back to, what can you do to move the chains? So, I mean, I think he's in a position right now. There's the people that really matter are the people that he's accountable to, which are his teammates and the community. And we know what Drew does for the community. So now it's about he'll like I told you, he's going to catch a little bit of heat, but really at the end of the day, if he keeps being Drew Brees and doing what he's doing, I think he'll be more than fine.
Well, I use Drew Brees, but I'm getting to the college thing. What we've seen in the past with all of these demonstrations, protests, whatever it is, peaceful protests, riots, all this kind of stuff, is it goes on for I remember Baltimore, and Baltimore was I know people in Baltimore, they're like, that was literally like a street.
Right.
Like they made it seem like it was the whole city was on fire. But it was what, 2 nights?
Yeah.
3 nights? I mean, we're in night 10, 11, something like that.
Of a nationwide protest.
Right, of a national protest. And in the past, this isn't an opinion, this is a fact. People have backed off of that from a corporate level, even like NFL, because of money. And that's not happening now. The NFL came out today and said we were wrong.
Funny thing about that, I'm gonna get to that.
But I think the same thing with colleges. I think in the past there's been a lot of pressure put on by boosters of you don't say anything about this. Right, left, whatever, right, wrong, whatever. You don't say a word. That doesn't seem to be the case now at all.
Well, I think here's the reason why is because the boosters and athletic departments effectively showed their hand in COVID. And this is what I mean. If we don't play football, we'll effectively lose sports. A lot of people made that statement, right? And now these young men who have voices that are way more amplified because of social media, to the point where they can make a statement and it make national news. They can make 240 character statement and it be everywhere. To where if they, and I'm not saying they will or suggest, but they know if they do truly say, you know what, I want to shut this down and have change, they can legitimately, you can't force them to do it. And you can't just get rid of 85 guys. You can't, so why not be on the right side? And we've seen things like this. Think about the University of Missouri and what those players did when they were tired of some things that happened. I also say the University of Oklahoma, what they did when they had a fraternity that had racist chants that they were using, and what the football team said, we're not going, we want those guys off our campus. We don't want those guys, kind of people cheering for us. So there are effective things that these players know. Their voices are growing and getting stronger each day. So and one of the things too, like we joked about Jordan, about legacy and things like that. Do you want to be on the wrong side of history? Is something that a lot of people think, or does it mean that much to me that I want to fight this? Pick and choose my battles, even if you don't necessarily think for it. But I talked about University of Kentucky and I talked about the University of Texas, but here's a statement from Mark Stoops that he made so that people can have a little bit more clarity of what they did. This afternoon, our team marched to the courthouse with 2 goals in mind: to show our support in the fight against racism and injustice, and how to take steps to bring progress to our nation. One of those steps is to participate in our elections by registering to vote, which we will encourage our players to do when registration is open. As a team, we stand together as a strong voice and renewed commitment to education, respect, unity, and positive, peaceful change. We thank Mayor Gorton, city officials, and police officers for joining us in our walk, and thank all who stand with us. And then there's some sick hashtag Black Lives Matter. Now, he didn't just have a hashtag. Mark Stoops had a T-shirt, a Black Lives Matter T-shirt that he went out, and I guess he made sure that people knew that this was exactly what he felt, and this is exactly how he did it. And I'll say I've been applauding along with guys like, and I see it more so, I guess, because I follow Quincy Avery, one of your colleagues, and he's a big Ryan Day supporter. But Ryan Day has, since it started, has really been out there talking about how he's done and allowing his players to go out and participate in the things as safe as possible. So that is the best way we could do it, is to show unity. And I think one of the good things about sports, football in particular, is that it's not even just how many black people are on the team, but you have guys who are from California, from the South, from Miami, which is different than the South, from the Northeast, from the Midwest, sometimes foreign guys. You have a bunch of people who have come from different backgrounds. You have people who are African-American, raised in white families, where they're adopted. You've got, people from trailer parks, people from the hood, people who are from affluence. You got to know how to deal with people who are way different than you to come together towards a common goal, which is to win. And a lot of times the adversity that you're put into with your teammates, like through practice, and it's really not the end all be all, brings you together. And situations like this, where you see somebody hurt, you need that person's mentals to be the best possible so that you can have the best possible season. It affects your growth. It affects where you go. It affects your career trajectory. So that's kind of one of the things that does make sports unique. And I think sometimes we wish, or we have optimism that locker room, that part of the locker room, maybe not some of the locker room talk, but that part of the locker room could bleed out into regular society.
I want to see two thoughts. One, I want to see what this looks like in football season, because there's going to be kneeling, there's going to be all that kind of stuff. I want to see what this looks like, because the NFL coming out and saying, "Look, we were wrong to kind of silence the players' protests," and that's not their exact quote. I'm paraphrasing. And the difference that we all see, we all have a tendency to pick out the people that don't agree with us, and we, in our head, make it seem like there's a ton of them, and there probably is. But you have to admit, everybody has to admit that this is a much different audience than what has been in the past. There's more people participating in social equality now than what happened when any of the other events happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see how long that energy lasts. Like that's I'm interested in that. Now, on the flip side, I do chuckle at fan bases about this. The Georgia Tech fan base was all, "That's my coach, that's my coach," over a statement he made. You going to be saying that if he wins 3 games?
By the way, fellas, sockless wingtips from Coach Collins the last time.
Yes, sir.
So.
Always.
Right. I mean, you're telling me that everybody's telling me, man, this is the coach we need. Remember that in year 3 when he's still struggling and you want to fire him.
Right.
You can't keep somebody on the job just because.
I think you're
No, but if you're telling me that that's
suck,
what
they
you
suck.
want, I go back to Will Muschamp at the University of Florida. I'm equal opportunity on this. I'm a Florida fan. The Will Muschamp, when he was fired, press conference was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life, because it was person after person after person at the University of Florida who stood up there and said, "Will Muschamp is exactly what we want at the University of Florida," as they're firing him. So, in other words, what you're saying is everything about him is what we want, and in an amateur, air quote, sports, we're firing him because he's not winning enough games. Like, I'm kind of hopping on the side of, if we're expecting these coaches to do all this as well, in addition to their jobs, and when I say all this, like, we're demanding statements, James.
Mm-hmm.
We're demanding action. Not that it shouldn't be. Not that they shouldn't already do it, but there is a demand that you and I don't have, right? If we're demanding all of that, we probably should give them more than 2 years on a job.
Yeah.
Or 3 years on a job. Like, I just, that's the thing. In addition to everything else, and I'm not trying to flip the script and change the subject, it's just what I see on social media that just makes me kind of go, like, almost belly laugh. Like, that's great if you love your coach. It's great. But just, like, don't be the first one to call that man to the carpet when he loses in week 2.
I mean, I think being bad at your job isn't quite the same as still being able to be a good person. Like,
agree.
Personally.
But we're reading so much into these statements, it's like a win or loss for them.
Oh, okay. Well, a lot of it is because here's the game that everybody's been playing before this. Is whose fan base is less racist than the other fan base? And when you make statements like this, that's why it's like, woof, man. All right, good. I can feel a little bit less racist or bigoted this week. That's kind of part of the, like, if you don't make the statement, unless you are Nicholas Saban. Nicholas Saban is consistent. He don't make statements.
But wouldn't you have wanted to see what statements would have come out without pressure?
Of course. But I love that. That's why I believe that I'm not saying these things are disingenuous. I believe that they are good, and I believe coming out and saying it at some time is better than not saying it. But I do believe that a lot of these people are like, well, everybody else has made a statement and it's different. And I'll go to that's kind of where I want to go into my thoughts about the Jaguars protest and what they're doing. So maybe that's something we can hold that thought. We can get that on the other side, on the other side, and just talk about what happened today at TIAA Bank, and whether it's pressure or not pressure, what's the best thing to do. This is the Sports Den, brought to you by thehumidor.com. We'll be right back.
The heat is hard to beat.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, cause there ain't no cure for the summertime blues.
1010XL. your cure for the summertime blues.
So I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $30,000 a year and right now graduate making over $80,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition and no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted into the program, your only costs are the books and the course fees, around $700 a year.
The deadline to apply is June 19th. Go to etajax.org to apply before June 19th. That's etajax.org.
I was on the go. It was time to eat. I said, baby, grab a Danny, cause they can't be beat. She got something else when it was time to choose. And after just one bite, I got the soggy sandwich blue. Should've known better, only Danny will do. Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you. Yeah.
Odds are, when you're looking for the best plumbing service, it probably sounds something like this. Okay, Google, show me Roland Reach Plumbing. That's right. Roland Reach Plumbing is a Google guaranteed service, so you can be assured of work quality, background of employees, and the right service done on time, on budget. With satisfaction, Google guaranteed. So for any plumbing issue, large or small, use the Bold City's best. Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjax.com.
Hey, Hicken here. Hey, folks, one of the main things you can do to keep your family safe and healthy, frequently clean your carpets and other living surfaces. Zero Res came out to my house this year, and man, did they do a job. That house has never looked better, and I've been in it for 17 years. Now until Father's Day, Zero Res offering 25% off all cleaning services. I mean, all their cleaning services. Call Zero Res at 287-5727, 287-5727. Zero Res, man, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Looking to be your own boss in a proven business model? Like construction and working outdoors. Superior Fence and Rail is franchising in new markets all over the Southeast, from Birmingham to Savannah, and even a few more markets in Florida. Come win with us and redefine the fence industry. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail to learn more about starting a fence franchise today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 5th, 1981, Astros Nolan Ryan passed his early win as the all-time walk leader, recording walk 1,777.
It's been a challenging year, and exceptional people have risen to the occasion. Now's the time to recognize them. Know someone who's making an impact in our community? Nominate them to be this year's TIAA Bank Community Champion. Each winning nominee will receive a $1,000 donation towards their cause, and will share their story with the world. Visit TIAABank.com/community champion for details, terms, and conditions. The deadline to nominate is June 26th. Visit TIAABank.com/community champion.
If you're a man over 45, have frequent urination, an urgent need to go, a weak flow, or waking at night to urinate, it's time to consider UroLift. This is Dr. West, urologist with McKeever Clinic. UroLift is a non-invasive outpatient procedure with minimal downtime. If you suffer from an enlarged prostate and want to avoid the sexual side effects of medication and invasive surgery, UroLift may be for you. Contact McKeever Clinic at 355-6583. That's 355-6583.
All year long, you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class, we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller. For heating and air, we always play fair. We make the difference because we really care. Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Tire Outlet is bringing the tires to you. Mike Dempsey here to tell you that Tire Outlet is now offering mobile service. No hassle, I mean quick same-day installation. They're the largest locally owned tire shop in town, so wherever you are, choose a time and location that's convenient for you. A Tire Outlet professional will bring the new tires out and install them. Call this number to make an appointment, 600-0089. For mobile tire installation, that's 600-0089. Tire Outlet. Wholesale prices, premium service.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
Because it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got nothing to do.
Man, this song right here, boy. What you gonna do? I'm not gonna say that word, but that word could get me hired at Clemson if I use it.
At least not fired.
At least not fired. This is the Sports Day brought to you by thehumidor.com. Hey, it's the weekend. Make sure you go get you something good. It's Friday for Wednesday Fridays. Spark up something good. If you go to that website, you type in Sports Day at checkout, you get 20% off. That's how we do. We like to hook people up. Also, it's the weekend. Make sure you take that check. Payday for a lot of people. Go on to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits and go get you something. Reach up there high. Reach up high and get something good. At the lower of the shelf, hey, I mean, I ain't mad at you. I'm not going to judge you. There's sometimes you just need something to take the edge off. Go and reach out there, get you something. Pops would be happy about their cooler.
Pops ain't reaching anywhere except for the Miller Lite.
That's what I'm saying. When you go into the cooler, man, that thing, like on this hot day, the cooler is a place that you want to go hang out there. That's where they keep their beer. Ice cold Miller Lite. Go get you some of that or whatever your beer or drink. JJ's a little fancy, He's a Stella guy.
I got some more at Publix today. Damn it! I mean ABC Fine Wines and Liquor.
Trying to get inspired. He don't even say the name of the place. I literally did it in the middle of a read. Then he says Fine Wines and Liquor.
Spirits.
Jeez. Man, all right.
That was terrible.
Well, we were talking about.
I'll edit that out.
We were talking about. They listen live.
Wow.
I was just also doing other shopping. That's the only reason.
Sometimes when they can give you food, but sometimes if Publix has some good rotisserie chicken, and the chicken tender subs I believe are on sale.
But I will say I'm still smoking on the same stuff that I was able to get from the humidor. Thank you very much.
Hooked up on that. Yes. We were talking about what's better to just to be in front of the wave or to get ran over by the wave. Essentially, is it better to be forced or is it better to kind of just have people really show their true colors, which I think is one of the things that has happened in the last 10 days. People have shown that their true colors in the fact that they're stubborn and they're unwilling to change, or people are at least willing to acknowledge that, hey, maybe I was wrong with the way that I was thinking and maybe I can do something. But are they sincere, or was it because of the public backlash?
And I hate to go down this, man. I hate to go down that. I really do, because I want to believe the best. I want to believe the sincerity. We talk about this all the time on this show. I want to believe you are what you tell me you are.
Facts.
Whatever it is, I just want to believe you. So I actually did, man. I felt bad when I said that about the college coaches, and I don't normally feel bad about things we say on here, but I should give them the benefit of the doubt, like I'm giving everybody else. I believe in this, that there are people who have changed in the last few years. I really do believe that. That's why I hate to hear that Utah story.
Because who? Yes.
Consequences.
Consequences. No, but I got what you're saying, because 2013 was such a. And I don't even know the context of it. I didn't see the stuff.
Yeah, nobody's seen it really.
But you don't say that and a lot of times it goes back to, is it taught, or actually to use a famous football coach, you're either coaching it or you're allowing it. And how did it happen? How are you a grown man and you don't know to not use it? Or how do you know the situations? And then a lot of times when it just always seems that, and I think it's because basically we're the African Americans and I'll just say Caucasians. And when people say well, I'm just white, and that's your choice. If you don't want to embrace your ancestry, then that's a choice that you have. People like me, I don't have a choice in that. They literally, I can do the swab, but I don't know. There's actually, for my genealogy, there's a place where it literally stops, and it's impossible for me to be able to trace to see where it's gone. Mm-hmm. So what ends up happening is you create African Americans, some people call it, or you create Black, and from that you created your own culture, and it's really a hodgepodge of a bunch of other different African cultures and even some things from Southern colloquialism, stuff like that other people have done. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud of it. It's cool. I think, and what we do on our show, a lot of times we find out that a lot of people do a lot of the same things. But if I was Italian, I have an Italian American flag. I'll be honest with you. I think when my mom did hers, we have some Irish in my family. I mean, I'm not as dark as my man RJ, which I'm a little jealous of. But I like I tell people, unfortunately, the Irish people in my family have never invited me to the family reunion, whatever they do. So like I can only go off of what has happened. But I think because we were here, we always have this thing where it's always like us two clashing, and while everybody else is maybe more pure immigrants, if that makes sense. So it's always like, but I say that to say is like we know not to use. We know the racial stereotypes that we don't want to use for Hispanics, because of how a lot of them allegedly may have come over. We know not to say certain things about the Jewish culture. We know not to make those knocks, and we know when we say those things, it's going to be immediate. It's always when it's something with the two races that are a little bit closer. That well, why can I say that? Why can I do this? And as I joked with a lot of times, and we had it yesterday, and again, I will be the first one to admit if you've so that you don't get in trouble. I'm gonna try to give you a little bit of we're not gonna play it here. Go Google Freaky Friday, Chris Brown, and Little Dicky, and it kind of almost made me get it a little bit, but still don't do it. Like don't do it. Like we know not to do it. But pressure. There's a tremendous amount of pressure on everybody, on people to explain, on people to talk, on people to listen. And today, to their credit, they're the first, from what I understand, the first unified NFL team to have something. And to Coach Doug Marone's credit, it seems like the players said he reached out to the players and he talked to the players and he organized it. I thought that it was an already organized protest that they were going to join.
Yeah.
But it was something that the Jaguars did by themselves.
Well, do you remember last night?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Based on last night, and it's happened now.
Yeah.
You were talking about Josh Dobbs wanted to change a little bit of his
He's
workout.
supposed to come in today at 10:30, and he texted me last night while we were on the show.
Yeah.
And said, "Yeah, not going to make it at 10:30. You're going to have to back it up a little bit because I'm going to a protest." And he didn't say the Jaguars protest, but yeah, I mean, I think this kind of came about fairly quickly.
And a lot of things were good. Chris Connolly spoke very eloquently about the situation. And while people always say you don't speak, I can say truthfully, a lot of what he said, registers with me. So, I mean, I'm not ashamed to say like that can speak for me. The thing that kind of took a little bit of it off from me, and I'm going to be honest with you, is that it wasn't with the people.
But you can understand why.
I can understand why. But here's why. This is why I'm going to say this. I remember when the first protest happened. It was a week from tomorrow. It happened downtown. And I remember the reports. It started off as a peaceful protest, and then police came in and broke it up, riot gear. There was some things, some people did some stuff. The reason why it's very powerful what the young man at Ohio State did when he joined a protest that was already happening, and why it would have been really powerful had they joined it, and even if they had joined it later, would the city have approached it in the manner in which they did if there were prominent multimillionaires that represent the city in football that are celebrities whose voice really can travel? Like, would you? I'm not saying I'm not here to argue for or against, but would you probably practice a little bit more diplomacy if you knew, even though he wasn't there, if you knew Gardner Minshew was in those streets with those people? Do you want to be the people that mace and tear gas the Jacksonville
Well, that goes
Jaguar
both ways
franchise?
too, right? That goes both ways.
Well, I'm okay. Just to talk to
you're
I want to talk to people about the mentality, because I understand where police. So when you put on that riot gear,
hold on. When you
put that riot gear on, you're not saying I'm coming into a situation that's safe and that's already smoothed out. You're coming into a situation because you have to mentally. You have to get your mind prepared for anything.
Because you've been watching TV.
I have,
You
but
know
I'm saying,
yeah.
but I've also seen a lot of situations.
No,
where
not you. Literally, I'm saying the people who are putting on the
yeah.
riot gear.
So like, yeah, because But I've also seen where people come in the riot gear and they take it off, and then they march with the protesters, and it's a lot. They've practiced. I say practice diplomacy first, and then if diplomacy doesn't work, I suggest using your nightstick, sir. But that's that's all I'm saying. What did the strength in numbers and our unity stuff? That's the only thing, and I'm not knocking it. It's good. A lot of people were heard in this manner, but I wanted to be heard with the totality of the people because who was it? It was man, I forgot the athlete that said it. Oh no, it wasn't that. Mark Henry. Again, my bad. YouTube wormhole. Mark Henry, the former Olympic lifter. Most people know him as Sexual Chocolate in the WWE. He was a wrestler, big time wrestler, Hall of Fame wrestler. He's said this thing, and it's true for me too. My income and what I've been able to do, it doesn't protect me from all of it, but it shields me from a lot of the things that the normal everyday person goes through. And like they can afford to live at the beach. They can afford to live in other places. That's what I said. The only the first critique that's again semantics is like I would have liked to do that because then you can see then the sheriff would have to make a statement. Then Lenny Curry would have to make it because I think it would have been powerful to see all these people talk because the only time we've seen it is from behind and I'm not judging anybody, but from behind the keyboard and not in front of the people. That's all.
I hear you. I think we have to be very careful with this because, and I'm not saying you're doing this, James, but when we start to grade the way people are acting, like, and when I say acting, like they're in action.
Right.
They're what everybody who watched that video wants. It's not against the police. It's for equality. It's right. I think when I'm gonna speak from a white person saying this.
Okay.
I'm more action related right now with this than I've ever been in my life. But I'm hesitant on what do I do? That I don't want to get graded on my action. I want to be supportive. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
And so I think it's like I think that's where I'm going with some of these statements and even something like this. Is it the end all be all? No, but is it a move in the right direction? Yeah.
What I saw,
huge move in the right
what
direction.
I saw it as, and this is what I hope, is that it's the opening statement for a continued dialogue and continued action moving forward. But that's why I wanted the reason why I said with the people, because if they would have shown up, that would have made
it makes all the sense in the
I would
world.
have made it. And I'm not saying he has to. I'm not saying he hasn't. The last time me and the mayor had a dialogue was over slang terms. We'll talk about that a little bit because I think that's funny. I think that would be some good stuff. Because Mayor, I don't have a problem with Mayor Curry. I don't always agree with a lot of the political stances. I don't agree with my son's godfather's political stances who are in politics and things like that. But I think a statement like a statement about what we're going to do, because that's really where it's at now. We're 11 days into it now, maybe a little bit long, almost 2 weeks into it. At a certain point, it's not time to make any more opening statements. It's about making the actions. And again, the NFL today was what's really dope about it is today was the first day the coaches could actually even go into the facility. So Doug Marrone saw it so important that he needed to make this happen. Doug Marrone's statement with man, name escapes me, but the player that was very vocal on social media, Peyton, about where were they? Because he said Doug Marrone and Tom Coughlin were the two that basically forbid them from taking a knee. But Shad Khan was the one who said, we're going to do this and you're going to do it. I'll do it with you. But to hear Doug Marrone even come out and express how his mindset has changed and how he's grown is a big step in the right direction. Not for me. I was talking to one of the original 4 African-American players because I'm going to do an interview with them at Florida State. One of them's here, and a legend in his own right, Charlie Hunt Sr.
Great family.
Coaches at Episcopal. I played with his son, Charlie Hunt Jr.
I coached his other son, Alex.
And he was telling me about, it's not my problem that you fear me. It's your problem that you're afraid of me, because you talked about the benefit of the doubt. Like, I have to give you the benefit of the doubt because that's the right thing and I have no choice. But the benefit of the doubt isn't always given. It's the idea, actually, to use comedian D.L. Hughley's statement, the idea of the minority male or the minority female that's in the heads of some people, with like what you've taken statistics, what you've thought about. Hell, I'm afraid of that person too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but most of us aren't that person. So so when I see Doug Marrone make his statement, it shows that the growth has to happen on the inside of the people who are not saying Doug was fearful.
No,
but the growth has to happen on the inside of the people who are fearful, and it can happen, and it's okay. And maybe it might not happen fast enough for some people, and maybe your intent, though not malicious, might be critiqued slightly, but at least you have the willingness to grow.
Completely agree. Like, I completely agree with that.
I was on this dude, Mark Rogers. I do his show every week.
And by the way, I want to say one thing. It's not me that people need to please. I have all the
right.
I'm just simply saying, like, from my standpoint, in a semi-public matter, right? There were people that DM me about, you need to say something, you need to address this, you need to do that, you need to do this. Well, dang, And I did, but at the same time, it's like, wow, it's a little intimidating when you see everybody getting picked apart. Like, what if I say one thing that, you know what I mean?
That's why I think
I respect the intent.
And actually, man, we'll do our hated clock. I want to try to make sure we get to this on the other side of hated clock. Our conversation on Monday, before we came in to do the show, I think that's why it's most important. And why I think why I always said Drew Brees will be fine. Drew Brees made a gaffe in the way he said it, but again, your actions. There's some very things that if anybody really wanted to look at you, and I'm not defending you, but I'm just saying if they really want to look at your social media, look at what you do. Whether they pay or not, you're literally around African American quarterbacks, and you're developing a position, and you're developing young men in a position that still gets some critiques, but definitely 20 years ago, these guys would all be wide receivers. So that's one thing. Man, I was freaking. So my man Mark Rogers, right? I do his show. I do a talk show for Florida State with him on YouTube. He has a national podcast, and he wanted to do a roundtable, and he did. Some guy named Hurricane Zoe. I don't know him. I actually want to get to know him. He's a very intelligent dude. We had another guy. It was three of us. Mark and Mark works for ESPN. Mark said some things that if he probably would have done that podcast with some other people, he would have got chewed out. Like, he made one of the statements like, I've seen people who weren't as qualified take a job from another white person that was more qualified. I know he didn't mean it in the manner he meant it. I had to correct him. But what I'm saying is the fact that he even put himself out there was good enough. Now, I'm sure if people go listen to that, he's going to get chewed up in the comments a little bit because of the statement that he made, but it's okay. Just don't be afraid to. It's no different than working out.
That it was okay. Like,
no, it doesn't make it okay what he said. What I'm saying, no, it's not okay what he said, but he doesn't know. Like, in his mind, he thinks like everybody should be able. The most qualified person should always get the job, and that's true.
Right.
But you don't know if that person was qualified or not. You just feel that your colleague might have been more qualified. And I'm like, anyway, it's a deeper context. And I'm like, it's a deeper context. And he was like, I feel like that. Like, basically what people say about affirmative action. Affirmative action doesn't take jobs from anybody. All affirmative action states is that you need to look at somebody who is qualified for that job that looks different than everybody else. You don't have to hire them. You just have to give them an opportunity. But that, again, the conversation is moving forward. The only thing that I want to do is, somebody asked me, like, how has it been for you this whole week? I said, I've talked 5 hours, sometimes 7, every day. Like, at a certain point, you grow tired of talking about it. But what I want to do is get to some actions and then get to some damn sports.
I'm gonna try to get, because Chris Conley comes in to 6 points all the time and catches. I'm gonna try to get him on next.
What I love what he said was he brought the military aspect into it.
I didn't read. I read most of it. I didn't see that
He
part.
just talked about how a lot of our grandfathers, great grandfathers, grandmothers, great grandmothers also served. They served for a country that did not allow them back. They served for us to be able to have our state. It was very eloquent.
Yeah, Chris is like one of those guys. I will readily admit when he speaks, a lot of it goes over my head because dude is really intelligent.
Right.
Like really intelligent. So I'm gonna try to get him on because the speech that he made today was really well done. And supportive to everybody, by the way. Supportive to the movement, supportive to police officers, supportive. Like the way he did that was just, I mean, it needs to be duplicated.
To button it up, I'm going to use a quote that the lovely Carmen Angela Adams, my mother, used. Nothing beats a failure but a try. This is the Sports Den brought to you by thehumidor.com. Type in Sports Den at checkout for 20% off. We're going to bring up 8 o'clock. What you got? What's on your mind? Petty Friday. Get some joy in here. You angry about something. Call in 904-641-1010. Or call in or text. But 8 o'clock coming up next.
There are moments in every life when we're faced with a choice that could change everything.
He's going for it.
Great glorious day.
Choose 1010XL.
Diamonds Direct celebrates the reopening of our local economy with our most amazing offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing with no money down on anything and everything. Yes! Now, for a limited time, Diamonds Direct is doing our part to help you get back to normal and celebrate your love like never before. Our prices and values are the best ever. Our showcases are fully stocked, and we're letting you buy now with nothing down, and you can spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. Been putting off that engagement? Get her a $6,000 designer ring now and pay just $100 a month. Did you miss celebrating that anniversary? How about a $3,000 Diamond Eternity Band for just $50 a month? Summer is the season for love, and we're doing all we can to make this summer one to remember with exceptional values, extra selection, and the most exceptional finance opportunity. 5 years, 0 interest on approved credit. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Listen up for one of Beaver Toyota's and Beaver Chevrolet's exclusive Beaver Care benefits.
It's Linda Beaver calling all first responders, medical professionals, and school personnel to come take advantage of free oil changes all month long. Visit beavercares.com for more information.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
Hope Haven believes in children and youth with special needs and abilities and has developed programs to help ensure their success. Find out more about their employment services and internship program at hope-haven.org.
Big Brothers Big Sisters nurtures local kids and strengthens communities. You build positive relationships that have a lasting effect on young people. Get involved at bbbs.org.
Habitat for Humanity helps families build and improve their homes. If you want to build a better Jacksonville, visit habitat.org.
Join Jacksonville's City Rescue Mission to help transform the lives of the homeless and needy. crmjax.org.
First Coast YMCA helps develop Jacksonville's youth. You can help our children find a better future at fcymca.org.
If you're involved with a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, visit our website to find out how at 1010xl.com.
Dailies is named Dailies for a reason, because they're there every day, ready to serve you. And in the cold case, there's a cold Bud Light waiting for you, too. From 12 to 18 packs or a couple of 16-ounce cans on the go, it's always cold at Dailies.
Been feeling a little cooped up lately? Well, you should buy a boat. Want to get away from people for a while? You should buy a boat. Been dying to get back on the water? You should buy a boat. Want to finance up to 100% of a new boat and get 60 days of no payments? Then you should buy a boat. With the help of One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. For a limited time, you can also get a free entry into the Greater Jacksonville Kingfish Tournament with your boat loan. Apply online at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA. Isn't it time you bought a boat?
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
When you owe the IRS and can't pay,
Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for affordable IRS tax representation. J. David Tax Law can stop any IRS collection action and protect you from financial devastation. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Mark Watson here, owner of Hardball Creative. These last few weeks have been nuts, but as Jacksonville starts to open back up, make sure your company is ready. From employee appreciation gifts to printed tents for curbside pickup to face masks with your company logo on them, remember Hardball does it all. Call us today at 9988778 or online at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Instant Keys specializes in creating replacement automotive keys, even when all the originals are lost or broken. Instant Keys provides expert service for nearly every foreign and domestic vehicle, including the high-end luxury models like BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, and Infiniti. With Instant Keys, you'll get dealership-level service at a fraction of the cost without the dealership hassles. If you need honest, professional locksmith service, call the best around. Instant Keys, 722-1111.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
You mad, bro?
1010XL 92.5 FM. Join us in the sports den. Call or text 641-1010.
Open up your heart and let that hate out.
8 o'clock brought to you by Loose Air Quality, Luce airquality.com. Environmental testing for your home or your business. Don't have mold issues. Or, I mean, you're going to have mold. I can't say don't have them. Like it's against the law or something. Like you live in Florida. You're going to have mold issues at some point. You don't know who to call when you have the mold issues or you suspect them. I'm telling you. Loose Air Quality. If you want to know more about how you identify this stuff, all that kind of stuff, then you can go to their website, luceairquality.com. But they'll come in, they'll do environmental testing on your home, your business. If you're a property manager, they can handle all your properties. If you're a realtor, they can handle your listings, or maybe a home that your client is buying. Something along those lines. Loose Air Quality can handle it all. They're locally owned and operated. The best equipment. That's where they put all their efforts and resources into, is making sure they have state-of-the-art equipment. That's what they have right there at Loose Air Quality. Give them a call at 904-803-1014. That's 904-803-1014, Loose Air Quality. Do we have, JJ, the Gardner Minshew sound? Because I know I just said that I don't want to pick apart people's statements, but I'm going to, but not for the reason that I just said. So if you haven't heard, Gardner Minshew was not part of the peaceful protest today. Well, I'll let him tell it, JJ, whenever you're ready for it.
What's up, Duval? Gardner Minshew here. Well, I can't be with my brothers today as they march in Jacksonville.
Okay, that's enough.
Just know I'm with them.
That's enough. Because the first line got me. He says, while I can't be with my brothers in Jacksonville, why can't he be? I can't be means I am unable. Like, it's not possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't he be? Will somebody inform me on this?
Travel restrictions, bro.
In Mississippi.
Yeah.
Mississippi, the COVID hotbed of the country. I mean, the only people they weren't letting into Florida, correct me if I'm wrong, was like, what, New York and New Jersey?
For a while.
Right.
I
That's
don't think
been
that's
gone
still
for a
there.
minute.
Yeah.
So why can't he be here?
There's no answer. It's the question that hasn't been asked.
Imagine.
And the thing that hasn't been pressed. I mean, I think me and you, and then now on the Frangie show, because I've been there all week, that's the only times that this was really, really brought up.
Imagine the situation. Imagine you are a 6th round pick and you go into a city as the backup of a $28 million NFL Super Bowl MVP quarterback who goes down in the first half of the first game, and you come in and instantly become the fan favorite because of all the turmoil with Jalen and all that kind of stuff, you are the identifying face of a franchise as a 6th-round pick in your rookie deal. Off season comes. You go RV tour around the country. Everybody comes in to throw during the middle of a crisis when you cannot be in the facility. Imagine not being here.
I mean, you ain't got nowhere to stay.
That's like, I got a couch.
Hotels would definitely welcome you.
I mean, I'm sure that there's plenty of guys that have room for him.
Right.
I don't. That's the only part of the statement. Like, right when he said that, I'm sorry, I can't be there with my brothers. Like, I will apologize if there's a family issue that's requiring his assistance for this extended period of time in Mississippi. But outside of that circumstance, like, I can't imagine this.
It is not even just about this situation, the protests that the Jags had today.
No.
It's you haven't been here the entire time, and people have been here.
Yes.
And
they're about to leave.
Yeah, so like now you're not coming back, and a Zoom call is cool, but there are guys who have been working outside of the Zoom call, and this is a great chance to start working on timing and things like that because your main core. Now, Laviska, Chenault, some of the rookies aren't here, but they really can't be here. Like you have means. Like I joked on the Frangie show, like I would have took if he needed it, and I'm sure he wouldn't have asked, but if he needed it, I would have took my freedom papers that we got from that during quarantine that state that we are essential employees, because essential employees can rent hotel rooms. I would have said, like, you like, hey man, I can't get. Hey, I got you, Gardner. Come on, I'll sign it. I'll sign up for it. Now you put your card on, like, because I don't know, you wild. You guys be wilding out. You put your card down for the incidentals. We'll make everything else happen. Like you could have stayed. I mean, you could have made something happen.
Jalen still got a house here. He could have rented that.
Actually, you'd be surprised. A lot of players actually.
Telvin's house was empty for a minute.
Was Telvin at the march today?
Don't stay there. Telvin got to lay low for a little bit. Like that's the one thing too. When I see a lot of people say it's thugs, like and they don't ever like the rioters. They're not even looking at the fact that a lot of them don't look like the people who are marching. But I thought about it, because thug is like a code word, but like people who grew up in the inner city cats. Police officers are at these marches, right, and riots. If you're a thug and you have warrants and you have other stuff, probably where would you avoid?
Well, you say downtown, but there's a lot of people there.
But what I'm saying is, like, if I know that there's a chance that I can get arrested,
well,
I ain't going down there not for that. I'm gonna make my arrest count. Because here's how the
You're
bond
thinking
works.
like a rational person.
How the bond works. Like when they look at your rap sheet, I don't know if I'm gonna let you out for just this, because you could have been doing anything. You probably got a TV under your shirt or something like that. So like the real goons and thugs are still where they need to be at, waiting for people to. Well, anyways, I'm not even gonna go that part. But bottom line is, I don't understand to the hate o'clock. I don't understand why a one Gardner Marcellus Minshew is not here. We're not you. We're not good enough to have major pieces not be around. Matter of fact, the Jags
especially
situation,
when like the backup's working out with them.
The Jags situation is this. Like like it's stick on that person like white on rice. If damn it, if one guy got the COVID, we all getting the COVID. That's how close these guys need to be trying to do in this situation. Like that would show some hellified unity. I'd be like, man, damn, we got 20 people with the COVID. We're going to win. Like, they're going to beat this, and then we're going to win. Got to be together, man.
You have to be. I just, and I get that he's training and all that kind of stuff, and I think I can speak on this. Like, I train quarterbacks, and the more they're in town, the more money you make. But I also know that at some point they got to go make their money. Like, they've got to be with their team. There's nothing I can do to simulate unless I can get all their team into my facility. And even then it's tough. There's nothing I can do to simulate what they're throwing to or their playbook, which is new. Be nice to get some grass time, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't.
Or like,
doesn't make any sense.
Go to your guy. Go to your guy. Not a problem. Like, they know how to, like, you know how to make exceptions.
Fly them all out.
Go, oh, no, because that's super expensive.
I don't care.
But, like, go to your guy for a week. Come here. Come here. Or even if it's.
No, I wouldn't even do that. I'll tell you what I would do. Like, this is exactly what I would do. You know, when you go to your guy now, when everybody else goes home, because your guy shouldn't be beating you over the head with stuff as a quarterback trainer. Like, this is the time to just fine tune. It's not hard work at this point.
Because they're going back. We were talking. Pete Prisco came on the Frangie show today, and they were talking about estimated times when people are going to start camp.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, it's like the last week in July. Because I remember my birthday is always around that time. But they're going to let a lot of teams are going to stick, I think, to like the July 24th, I think, is when a lot of teams are going to start their camp. But they're going to have quarterbacks and wide receivers come about a week early. So
instead of the rookies,
instead of the quarterbacks, the skill guys. And if you play in the Hall of Fame game, you come a week, but you can report the 17th, so you can have your quarterbacks and receivers report as early as the early part of
the week
July,
before, the
week before that. So you have that, so that gives you about a solid month. Or even if you had been here up for most of the time and you left like 2 weeks ago, we've talked about this before. You really only need 6 weeks if you're an elite athlete. 6 weeks will give you really good chance to get in good shape because you technically stay in shape. It's muscle memory, and once you start doing stuff, the first 2 weeks are going to suck. And after that, you're not really making major gains right now anyway. He ain't going to run a 4.3. Like right now, you're going to run what you run and just got to get better at it.
Everybody is, I know this for a fact, everybody will be gone by the end of next week.
And rightfully so.
That doesn't live here.
Because you've been working out, you've been waiting because you didn't know something might open up. But now this is your time where you're going to go take your last vacation.
Unless they're going through physical therapy.
They ain't really going nowhere. But you're going to take this is when you would traditionally take your vacation. Here's the funny thing.
You know where all these guys are going?
Home. Yeah. Home.
Where Gardner's been sitting at for the past 3 months. It just.
Because a lot of guys also leave their, like, because you don't know where you're going to be, like year to year, you have a base. Mm-hmm. And your family actually, it's more common than what people would think. Your family actually stays in one location, and then like your wife or your kids or whoever, they'll come fly out to come see you. Like, or you'll go see them during your bye week or things like that. They've got it's a schedule. That's why I was joking and saying it takes a certain type of person to be able to date a celebrity or an elite athlete.
Well, and that's why I want to try to get Chris Conley on early next week because I know he's leaving late next week. Go back up to Atlanta. So it's just, I don't know. And we're not talking about somebody on the text line said, hey, guys, Gardner has a chance to show himself. Leonard Fournette is having a rally on Tuesday. We're not talking about that.
That was just part of it. That was because this is what the people were doing. We're really just.
We're talking about the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, we're talking about
5 weeks.
So we're talking about a conglomerate. So that as well as
we were talking about this before,
all
this stuff.
If you listened to us all last week,
we used to joke about it, but then we were like, all right, he's still not here.
Right.
Like, really, where the hell is he? Like, why aren't you here? And then we say, I'm sorry,
I can't make it.
I can't.
Play that again.
Oh man, all right.
What's up, Duval? Gardner Minshew here. Well, I can't be with my brothers today as they march in Jacksonville. Just know I'm with them. Thoughts and prayers and soon to be action.
Soon to be action.
Soon to be action. Oh, man.
He's going to ball out this year. Relax.
Can I play one more game in that Imagine scenario I gave earlier? imagine that you've got all this popularity, but you know that your team is the projected favorite to have the number 1 overall pick next year, who happens to be a generational quarterback, and you're still not here. It just, wow. Baffling to me. Don't get it.
I mean, this was his answer when he was asked about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should put a chip on everybody's shoulder on our team, being kind of counted out like that. I think we do have a lot to prove, prove that, we're not what anybody says about us. The only people whose opinions matters, who's in that huddle, who's on that team. And I think we're going to set those expectations for ourselves and not worry about, what anybody else has to say about us.
That's true.
I have a huge chip on my shoulder in Mississippi.
That's true. The only opinions are the people
It's
who are
so
in
big,
that.
I can't get it here.
I think a lot of times people look at quotes on Twitter, and I get it. We want to let your word be your word, but sometimes you have to be, again, diplomatic, and you can't go out and say F. Gardner Minshew because he's not here. Like, that's not how you create team unity. But at a certain point, when you're out here busting your ass, and you see somebody else busting their ass, but they're not here with you, helping you get better. Yeah, you have you can have a Dorito-sized chip on your shoulder. It creates a little bit of animosity, and if things don't go well,
we're going to be looking back on this.
This is what they're going to bring up. So do whatever you want to do, as long as you're willing to deal with the consequences, both positive and negative. So that's Hey the Clock, brought to you by Loose Air. Loose Air Quality. Make sure I was about to say
between
recovery.
you and JJ tonight.
I was about to say Loose Air Recovery.
Loose Air Wine and Spirit.
Yes,
and liquor.
Brought to you by Loose Air Liquor. Like, brought to you by.
We gotta get to this fast food stuff next.
Okay, brought to you by Loose Air Quality.
I wouldn't even say it's fast food. I think it's just like restaurants.
Okay, we're gonna make light to kind of take the heaviness out of the situation. We're gonna talk about this stupid thing that Denny has, because I saw a little bit of it that makes absolutely no sense. Where places have restaurants that are rooted for restaurants that aren't even in those states. We'll get to that when we get on the other side.
Well, dang, it's so hot. I'm sweating like a pig.
Cool off with 1010XL.
This is Greg Huntington with Advanced Disposal. In these uncertain times, there's one thing you can be certain of. Advanced Disposal and companies like us are committed to continue to provide critical environmental services that you depend on. When you see your local garbage person collecting waste in your neighborhood or place of business, then give them a wave and a thumbs up. Through these challenging times, Advanced Disposal is still hiring an essential staff throughout Northeast Florida. So please go to advanceddisposal.com/careers and join our team today. Be safe.
Now until Father's Day, Zero Res is offering 25% off all cleaning services. I mean, all their cleaning services. Call Zero Res today at 287-5727. Zero Res, man, forwards or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Tire Outlet is bringing the tires to you. Mike Dempsey here to tell you that Tire Outlet is now offering mobile service. No hassle, I mean quick same-day installation. They're the largest locally owned tire shop in town, so wherever you are, choose a time and location that's convenient for you. A Tire Outlet professional will bring the new tires out and install them. Call this number to make an appointment, 600-0089. For mobile tire installation, that's 600-0089. Tire Outlet. Wholesale prices, premium service.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about first-class service. From the first phone call to the final inspection, Superior Fence and Rail's professional team delivers with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior Fence and Rail is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville, and it all starts with their professional team. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
When it comes to hunting and fishing,
That's some pretty fancy shooting down there.
they live the life. Look at this dude. Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Favor, and Captain Kirk Wallace on the Nimnik Chevrolet Outdoor Show. Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
It's been a challenging year, and exceptional people have risen to the occasion. Now's the time to recognize them. Know someone who's making an impact in our community? Nominate them to be this year's TIAA Bank Community Champion. Each winning nominee will receive a $1,000 donation towards their cause and will share their story with the world. Visit TIAAbank.com/community champion for details, terms, and conditions. The deadline to nominate is June 26th. Visit TIAABank.com/community-champion.
With hurricane season now here, the only weather you need to be concerned about is whether your homeowner's insurance policy will cover you in the event of storm damage. Ask about Southern Oak Insurance today.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Brakes for less is what we do. We know drums, rotors, pads, and shoes. If there's a squeal in your wheel, come see the best. 733 Stop.
Brakes for less.
All we do
are brakes for less.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
Because it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got nothing to do.
JJ's been doing pretty, mixing it up this today on the comment. I'm just glad
You should hear what I have to play during the afternoon show. I literally had Joe one time in the middle of the show, like after the intro, he was like, "What is this?" I forget exactly what it was. It might have been a Nas song, and he was like, "No, more rock, just rock. I don't want to hear this."
so-
I was like, "Damn!"
so
right in the middle of the
play
show.
No NWA this week.
Not this week.
Coming straight from the underground.
I'll mix it in
Little
there. At
brother
least
got a
once a
bag of some
show.
brown.
Yeah, at least once a show I'll throw in some hip hop. But no. I was trying to tell Marvin. That's your name, right? What is it? What is it? Miles.
To your defense, we did have an intern.
Oh,
Marvin.
yeah.
We did have an intern. But he
Okay.
was a part of the drip community.
I was just because he has a Dare shirt on. And I was playing him, or I was singing to him the Dare song.
Oh, God.
D, I won't do drugs. A, won't have an attitude. R, I will respect myself.
Oh, dear.
E, I will educate me now. And he also wasn't aware of Eddie the Eagle, which, I mean, he probably doesn't even know the first thing about gun safety then.
I have no
I
idea.
don't
who
remember
this
Stop.
Eddie the Eagle.
Don't
I do
touch.
remember.
Leave the area. Tell him.
Oh, okay. I do remember the Dare song, though. 'Cause I
Yeah,
remember, but
that
the
Dare song was hot.
Dare didn't really work.
Dare didn't work at all.
lot of
It
people-
had the opposite effect. They would like explain a lot about drugs to kids.
A lot of people. I mean, like Dare and then I remember the first time I had sex ed was I was in 4th grade.
Oh.
They had sex ed in the public. They thought that was.
Do you
a good
remember?
idea.
Did they make you guys? Yeah.
Mom had to sign a waiver.
Yep.
Basically.
Same with me. And some kids, some very conservative Christian value kids, which I grew up in a Southern Baptist family, but there was kids even farther conservative than that their parents were like, "Nope, not having it. My kid is not knowing about sex right now." And there was also, did you have to watch the video of giving birth when the lady gave birth? I'll never
did
forget
that
that.
in- I had to do that was in in Lamaze 6th grade.
I've been scarred for life ever since.
Yeah, it messed me up.
6th grade, yeah.
Messed me up. But a lot of stuff I wasn't really curious about until they made me curious.
Yeah, exactly.
It kind of messed
Now I
it
want to
up.
get high.
But
Can we get to this America's favorite food?
Speaking of high,
Speaking of high.
America's favorite food chains
Yes.
to eat after you smoke.
So
Yes.
Barstool Sports published
A
this.
reputable.
But it
source.
came from 2020 data from the Public Information and Statistics Society.
Which use the acronym.
Right. Yeah.
You can't say that. You get
You
dumped.
can't say that. I've said it, but I don't know if I can or not.
So there's a couple curious ones. Like, my assumption would be that Chick-fil-A would be the favorite food
Georgia.
chain over on all the southern states. That would be my assumption.
What about Waffle House?
I mean, yeah.
I don't think anybody would say it's their favorite.
Mm,
If I had to choose,
one's
between-
open all day.
yeah, Waffle House. Well, you can go to Waffle House on a Sunday.
Exactly.
Wait,
Anytime,
I want you to finish
any
that statement
day.
you were just going to make.
No, it's just the thing. I just thought.
Are you
about it.
sober?
I don't have to enjoy Waffle House when I'm drunk.
I have.
It does
I
taste
have
a lot
seen
better.
You walk in here with Chick-fil-A cups a million times. I've never seen a Waffle
That's
House cup.
because
You don't get Waffle House to go.
One, yes, I have.
Well, he said if I had to choose,
You're there
you
for
get
the
choice.
ambiance.
I make a okay. Here's the thing. I make a when I go to Waffle House, I make a legitimate choice. This is an experience.
Yes.
I'm going to Waffle House.
For the
Chick-fil-A
sights and sounds.
is convenient. It's
What
literally
time
right
of the day
across
do you
the
go to
street.
Waffle House?
It depends. Like I love grits, eggs, and bacon.
Who doesn't?
And then you throw that waffle. The only thing I'm
I
hating
always
on
get
with
a
Waffle House right now, I like hot syrup. They don't make no hot. They stopped doing the hot syrup because some dummy spilled it on themselves.
And probably sued.
And yeah, so like me, a person with steady hands, like can't enjoy this delicacy for breakfast because have you ever warm your syrup?
I don't.
I don't either.
I've had it.
I've
had it, but I don't warm it. Yeah.
I forget. My grandmother one day made me pancakes, and I saw hers, and I put some warm syrup on my pancakes, and I was like, "Wow,
that actually sounds amazing."
You have been lying to me my entire life, woman."
When you stack pancakes, do you apply the syrup just on top?
No. What I do is I flip. Start at the bottom, open it, syrup, put it down.
See, I cut a
syrup.
hole in the middle.
That's efficient.
I cut a hole in the middle and pour. It's almost like a volcano type thing.
That way you know it's
because
getting
it
there.
seeps through.
Yeah, to all of them.
I might have to try that.
Yeah,
Do
Grandpa's
you
very economical as well.
Because we got to get into this because I don't want us to miss it. Are you a cut as you eat guy, or are you a serial killer?
No, I'm a cut as I eat.
Cut everything.
Okay, because only children and serial killers sit there and cut
And then
the
eat.
entire
Right.
pancake and then eat it. Like,
Right.
no, you
Well, I'm
are
gonna tell
way
you
too
something.
calculated for me.
I definitely do that.
Well,
I
Not
cut
shocking.
everything into
We've had
pieces.
questions
yeah,
about you. Jay.
that kind of throws me off. I mean, I'm not gonna. No wonder you like Orenthal so much.
So, of course, America's favorite food chains. I mean, the Florida one is easy, right? I mean, everybody knows that the favorite food chain in Florida is Dave & Buster's.
Yeah. Of
What?
course.
That's what
That's where everybody goes.
the Public Information and Statistics Society says. Raise your hand if you've been to Dave & Buster's in the past 2 years.
I've not been once
I've
in
been
my
there.
life. Is it cool?
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool, but it's
Man.
not someplace
I
that I
heard
just have to go.
the food is ratchet.
I mean, it's really not something I go like. The
Yeah,
food
you're
is
there
just
to like play skee ball.
Yeah, like my son
They
loves
got a
Dave
little
&
better
Buster's.
games than that.
He loves
Skee
Dave-
ball is badass.
He loves Dave & Buster's. He goes around
classic.
and, like he just like he's like it makes him feel like he's a big kid. Like Chuck E.
Like
Cheese.
I'm playing these big games.
Like he likes Chuck E.
Well-
Cheese, but Chuck E. Cheese is for kindergarten.
But can we agree,
He's
Dave?
going to second grade
He's
now,
a
man.
big
He's
deal,
almost
yeah.
grown.
Well, can we agree Dave & Buster's is a significant step up from Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
So
don't have a band.
So get this now.
I don't know.
Zero live music.
Missouri, Minnesota, and Illinois' favorite food chain
Wait a minute now.
is
Don't
Chuck
be
E. Cheese.
disrespectful now.
Chuck E.
Chuck E.
Cheese.
Cheese pizza, it ain't bad.
It's not.
I'm telling you, I thought I was going crazy, man.
So
But
if
when
there's
I
a Chuck
took
E.
my
Cheese
son-
and a Dave & Buster's, you're picking Chuck E. Cheese?
If I want pizza, I mean, there's nothing great about Dave & Buster's food.
No, I agree.
Chuck E. Cheese
I'm not
pizza.
pro
like,
Dave & Buster's.
I've learned that
Would
Chuck E.
you
Cheese
get a Chuck E.
pizza
Cheese
delivers.
to go pizza?
Yes,
oh my
I would.
God.
And Rod Barstool put it. The Barstool president has
Dave
this
Portnoy.
thing where he goes around and he
Pizza
eats
review.
pie.
Mhm.
And he did a pizza review for Chuck E. Cheese, and he was like, "Yo,
Really? I
he
gotta watch
rated
that
Chuck
one.
E. Cheese pizza better than some of the other places that he went."
So
Chuck E. Cheese also has beer. I don't know if they had beer when I was
Dave
growing
& Buster's
up.
has liquor.
That's too strong when
Did
you're
you
watching
know
your child.
though that there is a limit that the adult can have at a Chuck E. Cheese? Like, I believe it's 1 an hour, and they monitor. I've heard that.
Really? I don't
Yep.
know. I've never drank it. I just saw it there.
Well, that's
and I was
unconstitutional.
Like,
Exactly.
well, that's cool. That's why you go with two adults. You got to have a designated driver. So if I go,
I get both.
I get my beer. You go get your beer. That's 2 beers an hour.
2 beers
That's
an
pretty
hour is
good.
fine for me. Yeah.
You need to be watching your kids because there's this TV show that that let me know that there's weirdos. And when I'm watching it's scary. Somebody told me it's scary.
Catch a predator.
Yeah. But no, not the show. They said me. Because I am looking at Trey with the eagle eye.
Like making sure.
Not just that, I'm also looking to make sure nobody says anything to my son. Like while they're running around and like he may bump into a kid or plays too rough and then I got to get up.
So you're ready to start something.
Oh, I've been. Oh, it was a Barnes and Noble, and a dad.
Barnes and Noble.
Like they got a little table where they like play with stuff, and like Trey was playing with, and the kid said, "I want to get it," and he tried to snatch it from Trey, and Trey snatched. And I was first.
And you
in my
slapped
heart.
that kid right in his face.
No. MFTK only happens if my kid is losing. But in my heart, I was proud because my son was about that life. He's
Did he
like, "No,
snatch it
you're
back?
not gonna get this." He snatched it back,
Nice.
and then I saw the dad approach, and then I had to get up. I was like, "Hold up, man.
We're both approaching.
Is this about to go down?"
In
And
Barnes
he reprimanded his kid, which was right. Okay, I was like,
there would be nothing
Call out the
better.
dogs.
I was
Bro,
like,
there would be nothing better for the brand than a headline of James Coleman gets arrested for
Books a
fighting
million.
I was
Barnes and Noble.
definitely gonna throw an entire bookshelf on top of it. Like if it was,
I can't think of a better headline.
In my
for
head,
that.
Not
I
the
was
Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Would
it's
Tintin fire you?
Captain Underpants. They gotta hire me.
Okay, dude, is Captain Underpants book still around? Because I literally read those when I was a kid, 20 years ago.
Loves it. There's another branch off of it. He wants to
Damn.
watch a Captain Underpants movie.
They had
Speaking of Captain
let's go.
Underpants,
little white kid and the little black kid.
Speaking
Unity.
of Captain Underpants,
You know what the most unifying
Wow, I can't
shows
get
were
out
as
of
a
this.
kid? Hold on.
I'm trying to get to the food
Doug,
chains.
Doug,
Doug was there.
because everybody was a different color, and like some were rich, some were poor, different classes, and Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
All foreigners. It was great. Those shows made me non-racist.
All right.
So a couple of the ones that are not surprises on here. In and Out, anywhere there's an In and Out should be at the top.
I've never had one actually.
Amazing. And that dominates the West Coast, except for California, which I'm calling BS because I've been to California.
In-N-Out
and those-
doesn't dominate.
I thought that
California?
is where it's main.
That is. They've
Oh.
got Denny's
What?
as the favorite food chain.
In-N-Out is overrated, but Denny's is definitely.
How's it
not.
overrated?
I had it in Las Vegas, and I was not.
Okay, Waffle House or Denny's?
Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A has
Although I respect the
Arkansas,
Grand Slam.
Alabama, and Mississippi.
They don't have Georgia.
No, KFC has Georgia.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Kentucky.
Now I know for a fact, ain't nobody just lining up saying, "Let me get some damn KFC."
Well, Chick-fil-A also has South Carolina and Kentucky. Long John Silver's
I love Long John Silver.
is Tennessee.
No, I don't-
Super
Now,
underrated.
this one's right.
No,
Super
the last
underrated.
time I
place.
Guess what Louisiana is?
Popeyes.
Absolutely.
So they didn't troll on that one. They
No,
just-
Whataburger is Texas.
they didn't troll.
Whataburger's
That's
solid.
people in Texas love.
I don't
Whataburger.
even know like some of these.
What?
What is a Jollibee?
Oh, that's
that's
like
the-
a Korean place.
It's definitely not Korean.
Yeah, it is.
Filipino.
Oh, damn
But
it.
it's Asian. You were in the right area, but it's just a little different. But yeah, it's actually.
They have
That's
like
Michigan.
spaghetti and hamburgers. It's like a weird mix of everything there.
Yeah, Subway.
We have a Jollibee off
is
of Beach
Pennsylvania.
Boulevard.
Do
We
we?
Yeah, it's by that Target.
I gotta go because I heard it's off the chain.
I think that's where it's at. Or is it? See, my bad.
By my facility?
No, then it's the other. Then that area, Atlantic Boulevard.
All right, it is
Oh, okay.
on Atlantic.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Across from Academy.
Philippines-based chain known for
Bio.
its burgers, fried chicken, spaghetti.
I'm not getting spaghetti at.
Oh, I am.
Place.
Gotta
getting
try it.
spaghetti at a real spaghetti
Domino's is South Dakota.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I believe that.
Pizza
because
Hut is North Dakota.
People don't even live there. I believe that.
You
They
could have
just-
told me anything.
You could have said.
McDonald's is Utah, Wyoming, and Montana.
You could have said hip hop, fish, and chicken. I'd have been like, okay. I believe you.
Taco Bell is Kansas and Nebraska.
Taco Bell should be all of that map, by the
Oh,
way.
stop.
Just the best fast food restaurant around.
The best Taco Bell I had was on one of my visits. It was the only thing open.
It's like
great.
4 o'clock in the morning. You didn't know where
Always,
you were at.
It was
always.
amazing.
I don't even know what this one is. I can't even read it. My eyes are bad.
Dang, we need to get that fixed.
Culver's.
What? Oh, is that the place that Mia O'Brien always talks about?
I mean, it's probably because
She's like obsessed with this
Yes,
place
Wisconsin.
that's in Daytona. Yeah, it is. I think it is.
Okay, man.
Huh.
You would know.
I know, Mister. I'll stalk Mia.
Yeah,
O'Brien.
now that quarantine's over, we got to get back together, me and her.
Was that the plan? Bubba Gump is Alaska.
There's one in the last.
Burger King is Hawaii. Washington D.C. going big time Outback.
Did you know that people in Hawaii are obsessed with Spam?
No, I did not know that.
Yes, it's like a huge thing over there. Look it up.
Grandma likes Spam, so I don't. I told her I can't eat it.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a while.
Hack enjoys Spam.
Certain things I just can't eat. I can't go back and eat it, man. I just no.
Yeah, I'm
I
better than that.
refuse.
Exactly.
Like I've come too far.
Come from the bottom, now I'm here.
I've come too far. Like, you'll never see me eat ramen. I've come way too far. You don't you dare try to do to me what my mother did.
But
to slice a little bit of beef up in there and try to make it all fancy. I know what ramen is.
So you don't add a little bit of water to the ketchup, and
I don't want that stuff anymore. I ate ramen like almost every day
But
until I was 18.
But to put this in perspective,
Jesus.
JJ says, I will not eat Spam. This is the same guy who ran a 4-2-40 in here to take the rest of the pizza to bring it home.
well, so you
pizza.
are
That's good
comparing BJ's Pizza to Spam?
No,
How
BJ's
dare
Pizza
you.
is good. It's good. It gives
Oh,
me
you're
headache.
saying because I don't have a lot of money.
Well, that's what you
Okay.
told me. You told me that.
I explained my financial
calling you
status as this.
This is great.
And we have to break after this. This is how I explain my financial status. I'm not broke, but if I get fired, I'm in trouble.
No.
I think we're all at most people.
That means you're American.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll come to the last break. This is the Sports Den brought to you by thehumidor.com. We'll be right back.
Apparently, I'm, volatile, self-obsessed, and don't play well with others.
Jeff Prosser.
I think we need a timeout.
Mornings on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for the Blue Crab Crab House. Yes, they're back up and they are running now, both indoors, outdoors dining. You can still call ahead, order, and pick up at 260-CRAB or 260-2722. Non-seafood items on there as well. You love seafood though. Oysters, crabs, shrimp, fish, you name it. Jewington Creek Road in San Jose, the one, the only. It's the Blue Crab Crab House. Doors open at 4:30.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Whenever I hear of an injured person hiring such and such a lawyer, I wonder, why'd they choose that law firm? Did they see the lawyer on a big billboard, a radio ad, or maybe an advertisement on television or the back of a bus? Maybe they just Googled it and clicked the first name that showed up. And then almost all the time, I worry. I worry if they know what that lawyer is really all about. Do they know when the last time that lawyer tried a personal injury case, or maybe if they ever even did? Does the lawyer have the resources to get the most for the client, or does the lawyer need the money more than the client does? And you'd be surprised to hear how many do. Here's my advice. Do your research. Results matter. Reputation matters. As the largest personal injury firm in America, there's really nothing like us. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Dial pound law on your cell. Pound law, that's all. Offices, Jacksonville.
Rediscovered the comfort of being home. Prosser here. Lifetime Enclosures can help with sunrooms, screen enclosures, lanai conversions, outdoor kitchens, you name it. They got it. My parents invested in their comfort with Lifetime Enclosures. They love their new and improved outdoor space. By coming into their showroom, you can enjoy up to an additional $450 in savings at Lifetime Enclosures. Their staff observes all CDC guidelines and social distancing. And don't forget to stop by Lifetime Flooring next door. Tell them Jeff sent you. License CRC 028471.
McKeever Clinic is home to the first advanced prostate cancer center in Jacksonville. This is Dr. West, urologist at McKeever Clinic. Our clinic is staffed with 2 urologists that specialize in advanced prostate cancer care and management. You'll also have a dedicated nurse navigator that will coordinate timing, medications, insurance, and patient assistance. We're conveniently located off AC Skinner Parkway on the south side. Contact our specialist at McKeever at 355-6583 to discuss your treatment options.
Odds are, when you're looking for the best plumbing service, it probably sounds something like this. Okay, Google, show me Roland Reach Plumbing. That's right. Roland Reach Plumbing is a Google guaranteed service, so you can be assured of work quality, background of employees, and the right service done on time, on budget. With satisfaction Google guaranteed. So for any plumbing issue, large or small, use the Bold City's best. Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
Former Jacksonville Pro Bowler Leon Searcy is serving up lunch on XL Primetime.
When we hit July, I'm going to go buy a set of pads. I'm going to put you in them.
Brought to you by Wingstop.
You're by me in. I'm going to put you in them.
Weekdays at noon on 1010XL.
If you're a dad or have a father who has some junk lying around the house, then call J-Dog. Now through Father's Day, we're offering all dads our veterans discount of 10%. Hi, I'm Don, a Marine Corps veteran from J-Dog Junk Removal. You heard me say it. We do the dirty work, getting rid of your appliances, couches, and other items you don't need. Call today and we'll remove your junk at our veterans discount rate. Only now through Father's Day. 844-GET-JDOG or jdogjunkremoval.com.
Peninsular Pest Control has served homes and businesses in Northeast Florida since 1954. This family-owned and operated business is continually recognized and awarded for outstanding customer service, receiving annual Super Service Awards from Angie's List and the Bold City's Best Award from Jacksonville.com. Schedule a free consultation by phone or online at crittergetter.com. Remember, Peninsular is your critter getter.
All year long you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class, we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller. For heating and air, we always play fair. We make the difference because we really care. Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
I tell you the difference between me and them. They trying to get the ones and trying to get them M's.
You're listening to the Sports Den on 1010XL.
Because it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got nothing to do.
How much time do we have? Okay. This is the Sports Den brought to you by ABC, Fine Wine and Spirits, TheHumidor.com, Loose Air Quality.
We apologize. We'd like to make a formal apology for our behavior towards our sponsors tonight. Mainly JJ.
Yes. I will be going to ABC to apologize in person immediately after the show.
They're closed.
Tomorrow will be good.
You hit them
I'll
tomorrow?
wait.
You go sit outside?
Yeah.
In today's climate, with the division that we have, our sponsors are more important than anything that we have today. And what we want to do is make sure
All
that each and every
sponsors' lives
time,
matter.
each and every time we hit our breaks, and when we mention our sponsors with the correct name that they have, so that they understand that they are important to us and to you, the community. I am Big Game James, and I approve this message.
In other words, y'all go spend a bunch of money at all of them and bail us out of this one.
All is forgiven. Well, appreciate you guys hanging out with us this week. Check out the SoundCloud. We'll have a week of hate that we'll be putting out 8 o'clock just to unify us. Check out the show on 1010XL Demand. I'm at Big Game James _36. That's at Denny _Thompson. That's at JJ LaSebo. We'll see you guys next week.